Welcome. One of the challenges related to intense emotional reactions is that they tend to take up the entire scene. It's like having a baby screaming out loud in a room so that you can't even hear your thoughts because like all the attention comes to this screaming baby. And of course there are the good reasons for that, it's like our system, our beliefs, or anything in us really wanting us to pay attention. Like what Marshall Rosenberg, the founder of nonviolent communication, said about anger, that it is a sign that our needs are not met, and a very, very intense and acute sign. So it's something we cannot miss. And at the same time, sometimes this sign is so intense that it's very difficult to figure out what is actually happening. It's very difficult to respond in a way that's aligned with what I would call a broader picture of things that are happening. So this is one of these moments when we really go into this narrow tunnel seeing of the situation of the person, and it feels like there is a huge urgency in reacting, like you have to do something now. So you can just think about one of these moments when you had this sense like, I have to do something now, I have to react. And from this perspective right now, when you think about the situation, just how real the urgency was. So was this a threat to the extent that you really had to do something about it right now? I mean, in my experience, when I think about such situations in my life, I learned that this is often not the case. And my habitual reactions, they indeed invite me to just act now, do something. But in fact, what serves more is to take a little bit of break at this point. Like, stop, notice, take a breath. And then there is one very powerful question that you can ask yourself, like almost an experiment in thinking. And the question is, what else is there? So you can hold the baby, you can hold the screaming baby and like really be with it the way I'm sharing with you how to be with emotions. But then check who else is in the room. What else are you experiencing right now? Because part of the urgency of the situation comes from a sense that there is this thing and you need to take care of this thing in order to feel safe, feel joyful, feel calm, feel anything at all that you want to feel, because oftentimes we don't want to feel this intensity. And then what happens when we actually look around and broaden our attention? We may find that besides of this screaming baby, this intensity that's in the foreground, there also is peace or curiosity or joy, anything of the sorts. There always is more. And the awareness of the more, of the whole, can create a landing ground, a standing ground for us. Because when it's only this, it's almost like there's no place to stand because it's like coming and captivating. But even as I feel this, there are always parts of me I find that are there, are present, are available, if only I notice. So you can actually try it out even now. So just notice. What's alive for you right now? And as you check it, notice which part of your body is communicating with you most intensely. So perhaps there's some sort of tension, contraction. Um, it often happens around the chest area or shoulders area. So just pay attention to this. Notice this. You can even put your hand in there and say to yourself and to this part of you, like imagining that the contraction is here right now for me, I would say, I see you. Hey, I'm here. And then just notice what else is there. What other sensations, what other experiences, perhaps not as loud. Look at your chest, look at your hips. Look at your legs. Check with your back. Look into your arms and hands, your shoulders, your neck. So for me, it's almost like a practice of inhabiting my body, instead of having all the attention on this one part that's so tight and loud. I all of a sudden notice that I have so much more space. And how is it for you to experience it like that? And also, do remember about connecting to and checking in with your personal space. You can actually do it right now as well. Just take a moment to take a breath. And now, 2 more breaths. And with each, reach out a little deeper down, and into the places where you connected to the earth. And imagine or feel the energy of the earth coming up and nourishing you, coming up to your heart. And then reach upwards and connect to the energy of the sky, of the above, of the spiritual realms. Breathe into it and allow it to nourish you, and also come into your heart. And finally, just reach out with your hands and notice, how is your personal space today? How do you feel it? How do you connect to it? And if there is any difference between yesterday and today. Perhaps yesterday you didn't feel anything at all. And that's completely okay, because by practicing, especially if you take time to do that every day, you will notice a difference. And I recommend that you do practice it daily for 21 days, because this is the amount of time that our brain needs to develop new neural connections. And then 60 days is the span of time when, if we do something not every day for like the next 60 days, but we continue reminding our nervous system, then this pathway becomes kind of stable and available. So this stands for all the practices, and this one in particular, if this is something that you would like to have available for yourself on everyday basis, and particularly in these situations that are challenging, like your sense and your connection to your personal space. Enjoy your day.